PuntNL. PuntNL met Matthijs Franke.
Van harte welkom bij een nieuwe PuntNL. Niet vanuit de Wisseloord Studio's, maar vanuit mijn eigen studiootje vlakbij Hilversum. En dit is een bijzondere aflevering, want het is de eerste in een serie PuntNL Wisseloord Shorts. Ik ga namelijk samen met Wisseloord ook een beetje de wereld over. En ik ga met producers, songwriters praten, met mensen die betrokken zijn bij de Wisseloord Academy. Je kunt je voorstellen dat dat niet alleen maar mensen zijn die Nederlands spreken. So I'm switching to English for my guest today. His name is Therry M-L. He lives in Paris, but we can also know him as Johsef or Johsef. How should I pronounce it?
Johsef.
Johsef.
Yeah.
Which is his artist name. He's been in the industry for, I think, over 20 years now. Done lots of things, working with great artists, but also producing his own music. And he's a teacher at the Wisseloord Academy. Nice to meet you, Therry.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
How
meet
you
you.
doing?
So in this podcast, I'm talking to makers about their process and how they started making. What was your first making experience as an artist or as a musician?
Oh, at the beginning, I was a fashion photographer, so it wasn't about music at all.
Really?
And yeah. And the first song I made was a song called Fresh Prince for an artist called Soprano.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a urban pop music.
Yeah. And you've been working in the urban pop scene for quite some time, also for great names like David Guetta.
Yeah.
But you also did work for Celine Dion. How did you become from a fashion photographer to a big producer?
Well, I don't know. At the time, I thought it was like I think that I fell in love with the creative process,
Yeah.
And then I just asked myself if the photography was the good media, because like to me, art and the creative process in art is like it's the same muscle,
Yeah.
You can do music, you can do a sculpture, you can do a painting. It's all the same thing. And then I understand that music is way more easy to me, and it's way more spontaneous, I can say. Like
Yeah,
so,
then
it was
it
the
just
good
comes
media.
easily for you.
Yeah, definitely. So it was the good media for me.
Yeah.
And that's it. I just switch
You
from
just
photography
switched
to
and
music.
then you switched and you started writing for others, but also for yourself. Is there a difference for you if you work for yourself or if you work for other people?
Yeah, I think it's I'm glad because I started with other people, and then I understand what are my what value I can bring in the studio for
Yeah.
real. Because sometimes you think that drums is your shit and stuff like that, and you come in the studio and there is a fucking good producer, like he produced as hell, and you say, oh, maybe I'm not that good. And so working with a lot of people just allow me to understand what are my strengths,
Yeah.
and
And what are they? What are
and
your
my
strengths?
weakness.
So why do people call you usually?
I think it's about vision.
Yeah.
And about the ability I have to listening and understand the meaning of the song and know how to I guess read the room,
Yeah. So what's your role usually when you're in such a room? Are you
So I was a music producer for like more than 15 years, and now I make artistic direction.
yeah, so you're more coordinating the process than just only coming up with the ideas.
Yeah.
Why is that so important? So lots of people listening into this podcast are also producers or musicians themselves. Why is it so important to have someone to coordinate the process?
It depends. I think like as a producer, when you start producing, you're too much focused on a laptop, and you're too much like you look at the music, you don't listening to the music. Like the computer could be the best tools ever, but it also could be the best trap ever.
Yeah, and I can understand that, especially in this day and age when everything's possible with just a laptop. So
Definitely.
lots of people will produce told me you used to need a big studio with all things like that I have here as well.
Yeah.
But nowadays you only need a laptop and everything is possible. And I guess that in a studio or in a world where everything is possible for everybody, it is
Definitely.
especially very important to have a vision or an idea of what you want to make, right?
Definitely. Because nowadays, like the technique of producing is really accessible to everyone. Like in 2 months, you can like you're able to produce like a proper song, you know. But like producing is just put where we are on somebody, you know. If you don't know who you want to put where on,
Yeah.
like it's not that much. You need to understand why you have to use this compressor and not how to use it.
No.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's
because you
easy
can
to
use a
find how to
compressor
use
for
them.
anything. So there are many ways of using a compressor, and there
Yeah,
are many compressors that you can use,
yeah,
of course,
yeah,
to
yeah,
just go into the techniques. But it's you need to know which sound you want to create, for instance.
yeah, and also why. I think the most important is the why, and nobody asks the why. They ask themselves like, how can I use it? You know, it's
Yeah.
about technique, and also when you start music, uh, it gives you confidence to know how to sound properly and stuff like that. But if you don't know why do you want this song, and it don't make sense at the end, you know?
So, and if you transfer to your own project, which is called Johsef,
Yeah.
um, do you always start with an idea there? And this is what you learned from being a producer for so long?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And like to come back to your question, I think that the main difference between working with other artists and having your own project is that when you work with other artists, you know where they come from
Yeah,
and you know where they want to go, you know? So it's to me it's easier to find the best way to go
yeah, of
where they want to
course.
go,
Yeah,
you know. But when you work for you, it's like it's an empty page,
yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
you have to
People
ask
come to you,
yourself.
I guess, with an idea. They say, "Okay, Terry, I need you, and we have this song, and help
Yeah,
me to create the best song out of it."
yeah,
But
yeah,
when you work as yourself, it's just yeah, you have to start from
definitely,
nothing.
definitely. So I had to ask myself like the reason why I make music, and the music I love, why I love this kind of music, uh, what kind of emotion I want to share with other people,
Yeah,
how, and then like the sound design and all the technique stuff just come together because it makes sense.
yeah, yeah. And so it helps that you know how everything works.
Definitely.
But when you start, you never start from a technical perspective. You always start from an idea.
Not me. And maybe like a lot of people start from a technical aspect, but to me, like it doesn't work like that.
Now, and you also teach nowadays at the
Yeah.
Wisseloord Academy in
Yeah.
Paris. Whether about you told me about 12 teachers, and you teach in songwriting and producing, etc. What's
Yeah.
the one lesson that you always start with?
Um, I don't have the answer.
That's a great lesson, right?
I don't, yeah, I think so. I don't have the answer because like a lot of people just waiting for the answer. And nowadays, like everybody want to find the answer. They don't want to, they don't want to, reflect on the question, you
Yeah,
know? And I think it's really important.
yeah. Even after all these years, you don't have a formula or an answer to how to create the best song.
Nobody have them. Nobody
Yeah.
have them.
Is this also why you think that pop music is evolving all the time? Because
Definitely.
um, I talk to people and they say, yeah, a great pop song is like a mathematical formula, right? It consists of a couple of things, great bridge, etc.
Yeah.
What you're saying is it's evolving because you can create a new great pop song, like you maybe did with Gedda
Mhm.
in the start of the tens.
Mhm.
With this sound it didn't exist yet.
Yeah, like
It wasn't
because
pop.
at the end,
Urban wasn't pop back in the days.
yeah, 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 definitely. At the end, nobody know what is a hit, and you have to have all the stars align in order to have a hit. You know, it's not only about the music; it's about the artist, it's about the timing, it's about like the way the song is produced, and you have a lot of little tricks, you know,
Yeah,
regarding the structure of the song, regarding the amount of note you have in your top line regarding the hook and the topic you want to work with. But at the end, like you don't even know. And we could have the same favorite song
yeah.
for multiple different reasons.
Mm.
Yeah, so we don't have a
But
proper like formula to make a hit.
no, there's no proper formula
I
uh,
don't think
to
so.
make a hit. And what I was wondering, if somebody sends you a song, do you know if it's going to be a hit? Can you predict hits from all the experience that you have?
To be honest, no,
No.
no, I don't think it's possible. I can say, oh,
This
This
is a
song
good
have a
song.
real big potential.
Yeah.
But I also have to dig in the artist social media and stuff like that. Uh, I know the only thing I'm sure about is like my taste.
Yeah.
And if the song like hit me in the right place, okay, maybe I can talk about some potential and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's subjective, you know.
Yeah, so it's very subjective, and so I reckon that you've heard songs that you thought were going to be amazing, and they weren't, and the other way around as well, right?
Definitely.
Have you worked on songs for yourself or for others that you thought were shitty songs and they turned out big hits? We're not going to drop names here, but I'm just curious.
Yeah. One time, to me, it was still a demo, you know.
Yeah,
I needed to work like, I don't know, like a couple of hour more on it,
yeah,
and then the song went well.
yeah,
So sometimes it's just like you have to keep in mind that uh, the audience don't listening to music like the producer or like the
mhm,
singer or like the artist. So a lot of little detail just uh, irrelevant for the audience.
yeah.
You
Is
know,
there
it's about ego and insecurities and stuff like that.
yeah, is there a difference between working for a small or up and coming artist and working for somebody with a really big CV like, well, Celine Dion, which is arguably one of your biggest stars
Yeah,
you've worked with?
y- um, like regarding the 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 amount of involving in the process, or
Yeah.
regarding
No,
what?
regarding the pressure that you might experience there?
Of course, you have way more pressure,
Yeah,
and but at the end, like the artist is already big,
yeah,
so you have way more value on the process. Like, I mean, like if the song become a hit,
mhm.
it's not because of you only, you know.
No, 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 there are way more people involved there as well.
Definitely,
Yeah, and
definitely,
w and way more factors involved there as well, but in the beginning, you were talking about this is also you fell in love with the process of creating.
yeah.
Is the process almost
No,
similar for you?
no. It's always different.
Yeah,
It's always different because you start at, like you start at different point every
yeah,
time regarding the people you work with, regarding the artist, regarding like your skills or your confidence or like insecurities and stuff like that.
mhm,
So it's always different,
yeah. But
and you
what
have
are the
always something to learn about.
what are the key success factors for a great process? Or is it also different with every artist? Or are there things that always work in terms of process, not in terms of, okay, which note do we use or which top line or whatever, but
Uh,
but but in terms of if we do ABC, a process will be successful.
I, I think it starts with tuning the instrument. I mean tuning the people.
Yeah.
You have to be clear on what you want to do, how you want to do it. Sorry, and then all the ideas will be in order to achieve the same point. You know, so it could help, and also you have to understand that you don't making music like on your laptop. You're making music like talking with people, see if
Yeah.
someone have an idea or if someone is
Yeah,
too
yeah,
shy to sell this idea, or if like you have to be aware of the energy in the room
yeah.
just to make the session more fluid and cool. You
Yeah,
know,
and
if
it's
you
just
have fun, it's gonna be a good track.
so we keep coming back to the fact that it's really a human process rather than a
Of course, it's art.
technical.
Like art is always about like human. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, and the same accounts when you make it, and this is the same if you make your own music or make music for someone else. It's also
definitely.
and is it also so? Do you also have a solo project, so to say, to really do your own thing? I was talking to a guy. He's called Adrian Persons. Was in one of the earlier episodes of this podcast. He make big hits with, for instance, Lucas and Steve, but he also has his own project. And he said, I really love it to just have a own project to work solo and just go with the flow and make anything that I like without any borders or something. Do you also have that?
Yeah. On my project Joseph,
Yeah,
I work solo on it because like at the time I needed to. now I wanna open the process and work with some musician and stuff like that. But at the time I was like, uh, okay, what am I able to do now from scratch? Why am I doing it? And am I okay with that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So when you make your own process, do you also work with um, different kinds of people to get feedback on a certain point, or do you?
Really, at the end of the process, I have like 2 or 3 friends
Yeah.
I trust, uh, that I respect, like artistically and like as a human being, and we talk together.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you just
care
find
about
people
people.
that you trust and that you really think
Yeah,
have a good idea about music and
yeah,
about your feelings
yeah.
to come up with something. On the other hand, you're also connected to the Wisseloord Academy, which is also like a musical community. How
Mhm.
important is it to be in such a community as a musician, a producer, a songwriter? Um,
Like you only can learn from other people, you
yeah.
know? And you see yourself through other people and just, react and just say, "Oh, look, okay, I was like that like 1 years ago. Oh, maybe I would be like that like in 2 years ago. Oh, it can do this, through this way. It's not the way I chose. So maybe I should like try different thing and like it's a eyes opener, like mind opener
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah. So it really opens your eyes and your mind to talk to other people. So you're basically saying that uh, uh, surrounding yourself with people that you trust, but also surrounding yourself with a musical community,
Yeah,
whether you ask feedback from them or not, it's really important to grow as an artist or as
yeah,
as a
definitely.
maker.
Because now the music become like you have a lot of way to do it and you have a lot of different way to reach the same point. So at the end, like there is no mistake. It's just like the way I choose, you
Yeah,
know, and I
yeah. So
can
you
choose
can choose
another one.
different ways, but you have to choose a way.
Yeah,
And you would
definitely.
say your advice would be to always include other people, since yeah, it's a human process
Yeah, yeah,
in every way. Yeah,
yeah, and it puts you in the context where you have to uh, argue for your idea, you know,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
have to
yeah,
take control of your idea and know what you can put on the side and what you really want to care and keep for the end of the project. So it's like synthet- synthesizing, you know, all the idea.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So you always have to do things like that, and always have to come up with yeah, things to make it happen in a way.
Yeah.
And if you look at that, what is something that you've wished you already knew, that you know now, but that you already knew when you started like 15 to 20 years ago?
Um, whoa, it's a good question. Uh, to, well, it will sound utopic, but to be honest, nothing because it's a part of the journey. You
Yeah,
know, maybe if I knew something earlier, I will not be able to find to make some mistake and to learn another stuff and like I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I somehow understand it, because I also talk to lots of up and coming artists and starting artists, and also off the record, by the way. And people then always say, "Yeah, how can I go quicker?" But what you're saying is, there's not always a way to go faster or quicker. You already also need all your experiences and the process
Definitely,
to grow.
definitely. There is no like shortcut in learning. You know,
Yeah, so
you don't want to forget the key in the level one if you're in level three. You know, like
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
And then
Yeah,
you can't open the door, right? Yeah, yeah.
no,
Yes, that's a nice lesson. There's no shortcut in learning. So if you teach people at the Wisseloord Academy, this is also what you say to them: trust the process, work with it.
yeah,
So there's not. I'm also taking this away from our conversation. There's not just one way to be successful or something.
no,
There are multiple ways, and you have to find your own way in a way.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
There are multiple way and there is like a multiple way for each artist. You know,
yeah,
it's like, and I don't have the answer because I'm not the artist.
No.
So I don't want like interfere in what you want to say, what you want to do,
Uh,
how you want to grow as an artist. It's
do you
just
give feedback to people who think that they're already there, but in your opinion are not? So can you feel sometimes that you're there yet, but maybe you need something extra? Or?
yeah, but most of the time it's about like the question asked then. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not here to give you answer. I'm here to give you the right question.
Yeah.
And I think it's already a lot.
Yeah, I think that's already a lot. If you who were the ones in your career that asked the right questions to you?
Uh, David for sure.
Yeah.
And like an artist called Zao,
Yeah.
like she teach me like I think 70% of everything I know now,
Yeah.
just because of the like it's funny because like when you are in a big room, you understand that the tools are the same. Uh, it's not really about talent or about technique. It's just about the the um, the faculty they have to listen to other ideas
Yeah.
and the vision they have for the track and like yeah, it's really quick. It's about the question they ask themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are lots of what you're basically saying. There are lots of talented people in every room,
Yeah,
but so it's not only about talent, but it's also about what you do with that. And if
definitely.
you meet the right people who ask you the right questions, in your case was David Guetta, but also Zaho. So it's not just about that, but it's also about meeting the right people
Yeah, definitely,
to work with and to do it. Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Uh,
I'm still learning, like even with the student.
yeah. Do you learn from students as well?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Every
Thanks
time,
God.
not only technical things because they come up with new techniques maybe or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, but like the mindset things and also the confidence thing because like nowadays like all the young people are really like confident because they
Yeah.
know how to make big song like and but it's funny also the I learned about like the way they discuss to each other, the way they take the lead or not, the way they like you can learn from everyone
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, and I think that the combination of confidence and, on the other hand, some kind of um,
Know that you don't know the
yeah,
answer.
know that you know that the answer that both are very important, right?
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. I think you have to find the right balance.
yeah. So if we look at the future shortly, so we see a lot of techniques. We should also see a lot of AI coming in, but
Yeah.
your message is basically it's still and will be a human process. Are you not you don't feel threatened by technique or AIs in any way?
Like I think like it's a fucking big topic
Yeah,
because like
and we can create an entire podcast about it.
yeah, but because like nowadays it's AI, but back then it was like computer. Like
Yeah,
I think you need to go with your time. But I love the creative process, so I don't use AI. But if you use it as a tool, like you use I don't know, Splice or something like that, it could be cool. A lot of people say, as long as I am the A&R, I can use AI. I don't
yeah,
matter. I don't care. Uh, it's also a point of view. Like I just don't like it because I have fun making music. I
yeah,
have fun struggling with my
yeah,
insecurities and stuff like that. So I don't need nobody to help me. But
yeah,
music is also an industry, and nowadays, if you want to compete with all the producer and the rhythm that the industry just put in the music, uh, sometimes you need the help.
yeah, yeah.
But
You
it's
need
not
help,
like
but
the case now. I don't really care about the industry rhythm and stuff like that. But I can understand.
yeah, yeah. So you're on the one hand, you're saying, yeah, we've always had new and technological developments,
Yeah,
and we find a way to still have a human creative process, and we
that's
still and you love that, and
mhm.
and I also hear you say that fun is maybe the biggest part of doing this,
But
right? Fun
to
and
me, yeah,
passion.
at least to me, and like uh, we're always like the new technology always move the music. You know, like in the 80s, it was like the big snare with a lot of reverb, and like it's always been like that.
The Phil Collins snare,
But
right? Dang.
yes, yeah, definitely. So like to me, art is like it's a social stuff. You know, it's like I don't know how to say témoignage in English. You know, but it's
I know what you.
art.
Yeah, I
You
know
know
what
the
you mean.
name?
It still comes back to it's a human process. It's
Yeah,
something
definitely.
a place where you connect, and also why a community, well, like Wisseloord's community is, or the academy is, or different communities are so important, especially when technology develops in a
Definitely.
way. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
I think that's a great lesson, and I think the biggest lesson that I take away from it, that there is no lesson. Yeah, we don't have any lessons. You just have
No,
to make it. You have to have passion. You have to love what you do, and work very hard, because I think it's also an industry where hardworking.
yeah,
Somehow, every artist or person that I've spoken to that is successful, and not talking about how we define success, but which I feel has a career that works for them. They also they all the things that they do, and I hear it from you as well. They work hard. They have fun. They have a passion, and a vision, right?
yeah, you have to, because like when you make music at the beginning, you don't earn money for it.
No.
You do it for yourself. So you have to really love it in order to potentially like maybe make money from it, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't do it because of money, you know?
No,
It's
I
not
don't
a
think so,
it's
yeah.
not a it's not enough
There are easier ways
thinking.
to make money if you want to,
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah,
talented, or yeah.
definitely.
Terry, thank you very much. I'm going to close
Welcome.
off shortly in Dutch for all the listeners,
Yeah.
and to direct them to where we are. But thank you very much. I've been talking to, ik sprak toen met Therry M-L, of Johsef, allebei is de juiste naam. Hij werkt met grote artiesten van over de hele wereld, en is nu onder andere docent aan de Wisseloord Academy in Parijs, dat wel. Maar ook af en toe in Nederland kun je hem tegenkomen. Wil je daar meer over weten? Check vooral even de website van Wisseloord. Wil je meer over deze podcast weten? Ga dan naar PuntNL Radio, want dit was ooit een radioprogramma. En dat doe je op Instagram, TikTok en YouTube. Dankjewel voor het kijken, dankjewel voor het luisteren. Er komt een hele nieuwe serie aan. We gaan ook weer opnemen in de Wisseloord Academy met onder andere Bazaar, de Belgische band. Heel veel zin in. En ik hoop je dan weer te horen en te zien. Stuur vooral een berichtje als je een goede track hebt of iets anders.
PuntNL